everybody. Thank you for stopping by Living To Do's review of Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 2, A Whole Wife for a Whole Life. Before I get started, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and I thank you in advance. So let's get on started with this review. We'll start with Binh and Morgan because nothing happened. There was no wedding. It's been postponed. Binh has caught COVID. So everything is postponed, but we see, if you look on the internet and whatnot, there are photos of them married, so it does happen eventually. It's just going to be postponed. And of course, Morgan is very disappointed, and Binh said he did everything he could not to catch it, but I guess it's very contagious. So just like last year when who was that? Was it Miles? What was his name? Oh, Zach. Zach had COVID at the honeymoon, though, so they were separated and it was cut short. So it's hitting the show once again. Okay, so after them, let's talk about Mindy, or not Mindy, it's Lindy. Lindy and Mitch. Now, Mitch said he doesn't want either one of them to feel like they're settling, and I'm glad he even has that thought that someone could just be settling with him, and he doesn't want to be with someone who feels that way. But it looks like they won't be, because Lindy seems to have a real good attitude about this. Maybe she's bubbly like that all the time or had a little too much to drink, but she was very happy to see him. She hugged him when she met him immediately. When they did their vows, they learned that that both of them are doctors. So that was, I think they're a great matchup. One thing I didn't like is he brought one of those Dungeon and Dragon toys or something. And at their first meetup, their first quiet time, this is what he presents. And she had a good attitude about that. She liked that he was nerdy. You say that now. I don't know if you'll get tired of that. It just seems like you just wouldn't do that then. Is it that important to you to display this type of childlike behavior to your wife that you've never met? They discussed on what type of doctor each one was, and when she asked him, what does he do? He said right off the bat, he says he's a drug dealer. He basically sells pharmaceuticals. He does hold a PhD, but I don't think he works in that type of career that his degree's in. But with that degree, he could do pretty much anything in that industry. And she told him that she was a physical therapist and he works from home, and she likes to work a lot to save money and travel. And he seems game. He says he works remote, have Wi-Fi, will travel, so it doesn't seem like it's going to be a problem. Still, this looks like a pretty good match. I think out of everybody, so far so good. This might be the best match. First impressions, them meeting each other and vibing and really liking each other. It could be short-lived, but at this moment, it's pretty good. They're doing really well. Okay, so the next couple that I talk about will be Mitch and Kristen. I thought Mitch looked the best out of all the guys in his black suit. I just really like a black suit, and he looked really nice, simple but very nice. Now, when he was with the guys coming in and getting ready or whatnot, it looked like he had tape on his head. I don't know if you saw that, and if you did, and you know what that is, let me know. Drop that down in the comments. I was just like, what is that on his head? Did he hurt himself? And it looked like, I don't know if it's out of sequence, but after that, they showed a hairstylist named Lizzie cutting his beard and his head, edging him up. And he got mad when he looked in the mirror and saw his beard was too short. He just had a temper, a little blow up that he didn't like it. It was an outburst and it was too short for him. So there's the temper that his brother mentioned. Even when his brother tried to console him, he got mad at that. That was making him mad. So this guy has a problem. He has a problem, and he may not be ready for this process. I could see this not working because we don't know you that well and we see you do this. And later he had the tux on, but he didn't have the bow tie on, and he asked his groomsmen, one of them, to put it on. I guess several had tried and just couldn't get it right. He blew up at that. I mean, he just may not be ready, and I don't like what I see in him. Kristen, whose dad is coming into town before the wedding, she's going to let him know on camera that she's getting married to a stranger and is asking him to walk down the aisle. When she was telling him this, he had all kinds of funny facial expressions. Oh my goodness. And he told her that she was insane. And now they didn't get married. We got to go episode 3 before we get to the last wedding. And actually, if you think about it, since Binh and Morgan didn't get married, we saw two weddings. So we have 2 more to go. And one was postponed because of COVID. So you could have really thrown this other wedding in there. And hopefully next week, episode 3, we'll see Kristen and hopefully her father walking her down the aisle. Since he's here, you might as well do it, We'll see if that pans out. Okay, so the next couple I'll talk about is Alexis and Justin. Now, Alexis, at first last week, she said, he's not her type typically. But then this week, after they're married, she's saying without him that he was worth the wait. So I hope that's a good sign. And they were kissing each other, and he really likes her a lot. They liked each other. And she asked him, when was the last time you kissed someone? And he said 1.5 years ago, because, he has been celibate for 1.5 years, he tells her. It just seemed like, she didn't want to hear that bit of information. That was a turnoff. She just, her demeanor, it seemed to have changed. I don't know if it was editing, but she turned around and yelled at the wedding party, all the people in attendance, that he's celibate. Yelled that across, just yelled it across the area. And I was just like, that's not what you do. That's not what you do. That might be personal. I'm sure he didn't want the whole world to know that. But he was happy. They were dancing around. He said he was just as happy as a lit up Christmas tree. He describes himself as a Christmas tree. All this tree talk because he's so tall. And it seems like Alexis is going to take jabs at him. Just little things. When she said last week she didn't like all the high five, and which is good. She told him right away, but you still have to have tact because he has feelings. And the height thing, I don't know if she's going to be taking she seems like she's going to start to do that. And she just has to be recognized, if she does that he has feelings too. And I don't know. I'm so far so good, but when she heard about and another thing, because he's not exactly what she wanted, that maybe little things will start to magnify to her because he's not what she really wanted, and she might be doing that for like little bits of trying to give herself an out or digging her hole, like just maybe causing a little friction because she's not really into his appearance. The celibacy thing, not a big deal. He's with you. that's going to end soon and maybe forevermore. So it's not a big deal. I don't know. If anything, if somebody's not the nicest in that relationship, I know it's going to be her. Okay, so our last couple is Sasha and Nate Barnes. So Sasha Barnes, they gave each other gifts before the wedding, and it looks like they gave each other cameras. So that's interesting that they both did that, and that's a kind of an interesting gift too. And not too much gift giving around all the other couples. I think one other couple did a gift giving thing, but yeah, they used to do that almost every couple in previous years, and it seems like they stopped, and we solely saw two so far this year. When they got married, when they saw each other, they both had big smiles for one another. Stasha's mother, Stacy, walked her down the aisle. I think her and her mother look a lot alike. And when she gave her daughter to her new husband, she said, "Take care of her." And he said that he will. And he told her right off the bat that she looked beautiful. So far, so good with them. They have a chemistry. I think I'm liking their chemistry with one another. When the family prepared something for the minister or whoever, the officiant, to say, he talked about Nate. And one of the things that the family said about him, is that he's a freak in the sheets. No duh, after we've seen that bachelor party. But the thing is, why would you say that? Oh, this poor girl. It was just a little bit embarrassing. She's in for something else. They said he was also a deep thinker. I've yet to see that, but maybe. And that he's a Devo, like a diva for a woman. He's a Devo. He's really into his clothes, and teeth are important to him. And so he's into all that. When they read a little something about her friends and family said, not to be afraid, but she sleeps with her eyes open. Those big old eyes staring at you. Looking at you. Oh my God, that would freak me out. So I hope it would be great if production can catch her sleeping with her eyes open. When they read their vows to one another, they prepared their own vows. He said he promises to be faithful. You're a freak in the sheets. You act all crazy wild at the bachelor party. This is out of your own mouth. And I don't know if I hear too much of the guys saying that they're going to be faithful. I know that's was said a lot in vows. Just the original vows. But he was one of the ones, and I think the only one so far that said that they'll be faithful. Maybe he just needs a reminder. I really hope that's true. He stays that way. When they got together and they talked to one another, they both work remotely. He works 5:30 to 4, which are long hours. He told her that he was a day trader and he sells something. I guess he's some type of salesperson. And she asked about how he kept his house, if he was a clean person. And she's a very clean person, so much so her family and friends think that her house looks like nobody lives in it because nothing is out of place. It looks staged all the time. And he said he kind of admitted that he's not like OCD about cleaning. He's maybe has something to work on. So that's probably going to be part of their storyline come in the future episodes. Now, they went out with their first dance and they were swaying, rocking to the music. They looked good. They had a soulful R&B song playing for them. I really liked that song, so much so I looked it up. It's called Odyssey by Devin Hoffman and Brandon Rogers. I really like that song, Odyssey. Nate said when they were dancing that he he can feel her body language. Look at Nate, all in tune, her body language already. So I think if they don't last, she's going to have a hell of a good time with them for a couple of weeks. That is it for now. There was not, it was, I expected more. I didn't get what I thought I was going to get. Hopefully, episode 3, everybody would have met, or most everybody, and they are going to be at their receptions. They can get to know each other a little bit more, which I find very, very interesting. So, I think I'll enjoy episode 3 better than episode 2. But that is it for now. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Also, check out my other videos. I have one of Tupac's Power Mecca Cafe, a pop-up restaurant that they had in honor and inspired by Tupac on my channel, and my other travel and TV and review videos I have on there as well. Well, that's all for now. I gotta go because I got living to do. Bye.